Hey guys, Tales of Creed here, and welcome to our Trails of Cold Steel 3 news videos. You guys know I love making these, and I love talking about this game, and the hype train never ends, because now we have all of the information of Class 7, who I'm really excited for. That's the one thing I was mostly looking forward to, is all the new designs and stuff after the years that have passed. So really excited to talk about this. These designs were shown off earlier in the month. They showed off all of them. And the reason I waited, really, was because I was waiting for all the information to come out. So, earlier in the month, we got information for half of the class, pretty much. So now, finally, we received the rest of the information, which is nice. So I decided to wait. I could have made a video, right away, but I wanted to, wait and get all the information. So that's why we took a little while. So now we're here. Now we're making the video, and now we're talking about it. So some of these may seem a little redundant because it's been out for a little while. So be prepared for a little redundancy, because we're probably going to start off with the older characters that were introduced, or the information that was released earlier in the month. So get ready for that. So let's just get started, shall we? So starting off, we have Alisa Reinford, who's 20 years old now. I do want to talk about the design as well as all the information that's being put out. So Alisa is looking smoking hot as usual. She is looking super cool. It does work with her older Cold Steel 2 outfit with the white. So I think she really likes white. I do really enjoy the outfit though. Very empowering, it feels like. It definitely matches where she's going with her development, so I'm really excited about that. So she's the heiress to the Reinford Group. I was going to say company. The Erebonian Empire's largest heavy industrial maker. She was one of Green's classmates in the Special Class 7 at Thor's, which we already know about. After graduating Thor's military academy, she chose to help manage the Reinford Group, which makes the most sense because that's... I mean, where else would she be going, really? Because the whole thing with her is she really wanted to prove her mother wrong in the way she does things with the company. She really enjoyed her grandfather's stance on how things work. And she really didn't like her mother. There's always a little tension there. I mean, not really little. There was always a big tension there. So, it really makes sense where she wants to go with that. She's trying to help manage the place. She probably wants to change it within to get things moving in a different direction. Probably not a different direction, because her mother is learning, especially from her and some recent events that have taken place in Erebonia. So I think she understands the weight of the situation. But Alisa, I do feel like as her character, she would want to go in and help make direct changes, which is good. So, while being supported by her grandfather Gwyn and Sharon, who returned as advisors, she took a practical approach to studying and gaining qualifications as a senior manager. So that's pretty cool. It's nice that Gwyn returned, because Gwyn decided to leave the company after her mother took over, and he just kind of went to Nord Highlands and hung out for a while. So I'm guessing everything in Cold Steel 2 is like, man, I should probably go back there and help out. So that's pretty cool. So after that, she was put in charge of the new style combat orbment Arcus 2 in the orbital staff departments. While thinking of her friends and Reen, who she vowed to reunite with, Alisa strives in her work to each day as a negotiator with military academies from all over and the Epstein Foundation. Pretty cool. She's doing a great job. Excuse me if I'm a little quiet or I'm a little stuttery. It is pretty late at night, so I do need to be a little quiet, so I'm sorry. But, yeah, Alisa looks pretty cool. Really excited for her. She's doing a really great job, and I'm excited to see what she's going to be doing. We've seen her design already. She was actually one of the first screenshots from Cold Steel 3 in the first place. So it's nothing new on her front, so we've seen her before, so there isn't really a whole lot to talk about besides, what I've mentioned before in my first video. So, there you go. Next up, we have Elliot Craig, who is actually probably one of my favorites in terms of design. I really like his design, and it's not like crazy. It's not like a huge change in what you would expect from Elliot, but it's different enough where I'm like, yeah, I like that. Like the ponytail. I mean, it's a pretty obvious thing, but the ponytail, it's super cool. It's not crazy. I'm not asking for a crazy design, like crazy clothes or anything, but something distinguishable that's different from before. And I feel like Elliot pretty much nails what I would want, and it's really cool. So I really like Elliot's new design. Besides that, nothing really to point out on his attire. You can see on his orbital staff that you can see Adios on it, which is kind of cool. I saw a picture of that recently that I wanted to mention. So, the eldest son of Craig the Red, the Imperial Army of Erebonia's bravest general, and a young man with a gifted sense for music. He originally aspired to become a musician, but abandoned that goal as father's strong opposition, which we know about. He enrolled at Thor's Military Academy, and as a member of the Special Class 7, had a fated meeting with Rein and the others. After graduating from Thor's Military Academy, Elliot once again entered the Imperial Music Academy with the permission of his father and with a concentration on professional lessons. Graduated in the short period of 1 year. That's pretty fucking cool, actually. I didn't know that. Some of these I actually haven't read through properly, so I'm kind of experiencing it with you, which is kind of fun. While touring around the Empire as a professional musician, Elliot, who made his dream professional debut, is seeking a way to lead people to peace using music's power of healing. Very nice. We kind of saw that a little bit in Cold Steel. There was one NPC I remember who kind of did that, and I think Elliot really wanted to do that as well. He did that a few times in some side quests also. I can think of one in the church in Trista. I can remember he put on a play in the church. I don't remember the exact details of that, but that might have been a side conversation with him actually, but I do remember that, and that was a whole thing. And I mean, we know Elliot. Elliot's always been a super dude. He's always been super into music. He got it from his mother, and it's something he's always been passionate about and he's always wanted to pursue. And his father was really against it because he really wanted him to be he's a guy. If you're a guy, you go into military, you do your thing, So it's nice that he got permission from his father, probably after everything that's happened in Cold Steel 2. So that's a really nice step in the direction that Elliot really wanted to be in, He's very passionate about what he wants to do, so. And, yeah, I love the design. I love Elliot so much. He's great. And I'm glad his father is very open. Well, probably not very open, but more open to what he wants to do. So, very nice. So, moving on to, one of the best girls, Laura Arseid, who I'm super excited for. Talking about her design. Her design's actually pretty plain in terms of differences. It's definitely not anything crazy. So when I mentioned a distinguishable difference from Elliot's perspective, I think it's really good. For Laura, it's pretty much the same thing. So, not a huge difference. She does have, she doesn't have a bow in her hair anymore. It looks like she has, I don't really know what that is. It's a metal piece, probably to hold it more tightly. I don't know. But before, she had a bow in her hair, with cloth. So, that's a little different. I am really impressed with her with stuff we're going to talk about soon. The boots are nice. Yeah, not too crazy about, there's no huge difference with her design. And to be fair, I wouldn't really expect Laura to make any differences with her design because she's a very powerful character just from the beginning. She was very powerful. So, there isn't really a lot to change with her. That, I don't know, if you change too much with someone like Laura, who's very knight in shining armor, passionate and all that, it would really clash with her character, in my opinion. So as much as I would like to see a little bit of difference, it's not too surprising that there isn't really any difference. So I'm not too disappointed. I do really like the clothes she's wearing. It's actually kind of reminiscent, now that I'm looking at it, of her father. Like the coat. I think that's really cool. But yeah, pretty much what you would expect from Laura in terms of design. Alright, so going for her details. I'm kind of gonna skip over the stuff that we already know, like daughter of the Arseid Viscount family. Like, thanks, we found that one out in the beginning of the first game. So after graduating from Thor, she entered training with her father Victor in order to learn the secret traditions of the Arseid style and mastered the style at the young age of 19. So she's so cool that she's already beaten the style. Like, she's already figured it out. And she was all, like, the thing about Laura was she was so worried and so, like, self-reflective of herself, where she was like, man, I don't think I'm really that great. But she mastered the Arseid style when she's 19. That was a year ago, and she's 20 now. So, gotta give her props on that one. I mean, she has some skill. So, afterwards, Laura, who gained the qualifications of an assistant instructor, decided to travel to training grounds all over in order to gain skill in combat. While she polishes her craft, military preparations are accelerating all over, and she is looking for signs that the society is beginning to move within the Empire. So basically, it looks like she's traveling around the Empire, just pretty much like, hey, I mastered the Arseid style, let's learn some other shit. Which is really cool. I really like that, like, kind of getting out of her boundaries, learning new things. I'm really excited for that. And it looks like she's chasing the society, which, who isn't at this point, right? Like, every main character in the series, like, okay, we should probably go chase after the society. They're kind of doing shit. It's like every game, you gotta look out for them. So, yeah, not a whole lot to talk about Laura. I mean, really cool that she's mastered the Arseid style. I'm sure Victor's very proud. But yeah, design, pretty much what you would expect. Super cool, best girl, she's great. Yeah, I think that's really about it. I'm really proud of her. She's doing great. It also looks like she's going to be maybe training with what's her face? Aurelia? God, I'm sorry, names are escaping me because it's pretty late. Aurelia, that's her name, right? Yeah. Because there are some screenshots of them together, and we know about their meeting in Cold Steel 2. So, that's a thing. So, I'm excited to see that encounter in particular, because that's always been a thing. Like in Cold Steel 2, Laura, like, never gets intimidated usually. Well, she does, like, from her father and shit, but when she meets up with Aurelia, you, like, really see, like, oh, like, she was, like, extremely intimidated. It's crazy. So, I'm excited for that encounter. So, next up, we have Jusis Albarea, bringing up his design, pretty much what you would expect. Some of these design changes are pretty much what you would expect. Jusis, yeah, pretty much what you would expect. Super noble. I do have to say, I think these new designs really enjoy putting their, like, a center bang in front of their forehead. That's the one thing I've noticed with all these new designs. There's a lot of them where they just have a center bang. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's cool looking. It's cool. So after graduating from Thor's military academy, he takes up the job of acting lord of the Cruzen province, since I'm sure his brother and father are kind of busy, and plans to rebuild the Berea-Hard region. That's quite an uptaking, by the way. I don't know if you realize, but Cruzen province? I mean, that's kind of big. Meanwhile, Jusis, who felt the turbulent atmosphere that pressure from the nobles, such as the treatment of the Vander family and enforcement of the tax reform, is strengthening at an accelerated rate. This is a really long sentence. Is strengthening at an accelerated rate, keeps in contact with the other 4 Grey Houses, such as Patrick T. Higharms and Gerhard Ragnar behind the scenes. But there's just a but at the end. There's no more than that. So he is keeping in contact with Patrick. So I'm actually kind of excited to see Patrick in CS3 to see how he's changed. But yeah, like acting Lord of the Cruisin' Province. I mean, he's basically taking on his father's job, who his father is kind of fucked right now. I think he's kind of in jail. So or just eating shit. So, and we're not even gonna talk about his brother because fuck Rufus. So but yeah, he's looking cool. He's looking like he's handling the job pretty well. I'm sure he's pretty inexperienced though, and he needs to like gain a lot of experience and like work on it. So props to him for getting into that job, cause tough. Like, I'm proud of him. He's big boy. So that's pretty cool. Next up we have Machias Regnitz, because of course, if you're going to bring up Jusis, you're going to bring up Machias, because why wouldn't you? And he also suffers from the middle forehead bang look. Just going to call it that from now on. So that's pretty cool. So, after graduating from Thor's, Machias, who considered going on a different path from his father and the Blood and Iron Chancellor Gilith Osborne, moved on to the Imperial Political Science Academy and is working the seriousness and excellence he inherited from his father at full operation. Acquired... Oh god, this sentence is so weird. Acquired the credits he needed in just 1 year. So basically he passed the place in like 1 year, because everyone in Class 7 is a goddamn genius. At the unprecedented age of 19, Machias entered the Judicial Inspection Institute, and in carrying out observation work all over, noticed a certain policy being planned by the Blood and Iron Chancellor. But, and it just ends because they really like ending things with but for these two for some reason. So, another thing, I didn't even mention his design. I love the new glasses. At least they look like new glasses to me. I don't know, I might be crazy. The hair looks really cool. I was never a huge fan of his original like hair. It kind of bothered me, to be honest. But his new hair looks fucking rad. Again though, very kind of what you would expect from both Jusis and Machias. But he does look very distinguished. So I do feel like there's a lot of his father in him, just from his design. But I do understand he wants to go in a different direction, and he's definitely working towards that, so that's a good thing. Beyond that, though, not a whole lot to talk about with him. It's a good design, he looks cool, and he's working his ass off. Like, both... I'm sure both Jusis and Machias are keeping up with each other and probably colliding and talking about things together. So they're both working together in their own respects and doing their own thing and working towards a certain goal. So that's a good thing. That's really cool. So props to those. Those were actually the only the only design, well, all the designs were shown off, but all the information being told to you right now, those were the ones that were told earlier in the month. So just tonight, we actually got new information on the rest of the class. So we're going to be going over that. I actually haven't read it yet. It's also just came out tonight, so I don't even know if the translation is proper. So if the translation is not that great, you know why. It's also going to be my first time reading them as well, so be prepared. Besides that, there is some extra information, but I don't think it's anything really pertinent. I'm just going to skim over really quick. it's just kind of going over like certain aspects of what we were talking about, like the Reinford group. It mentioned just extra information probably on the page where the Reinford group is run by her mother, Irina, and their relationship is slowly repairing after kind of being shitty for a while. The musician part about his mother being a famous pianist and all that. So all information we really know about already, just they're putting it all in just as a fresh reminder. So moving on. So next up we have Fie, who is Fie Claussell, has, in my opinion, the best design change in the out of Class 7. Just bar none. Easy. And it's not anything, I mean, it's a pretty intense change. Compared to everyone else, definitely intense change. But it's not anything out of the realm of what you would expect from Fie. The biggest note, obviously, is the hair, which is awesome. Super cool. Awesome. So, yeah, her design is so cool. Like, I could look at this picture of Fie all day long. It's really great. Really, really great. Yeah, I really like how she looks. It's just so cool. Easily the best design of the class. It's just really cool. So, first time reading this, so I may be a little off on these. So, let's see. Just gonna skim through this real quick. During the Civil War, Fie is reunited with her former Jaeger Corps, which we know about, who leave behind only the mysterious words, "Recover the leader." Forgot about that part. God damn, I forgot about that. In order to find out the true meaning behind those words, and in mulling over what she can do for Class 7, she chooses to become a bracer of the Imperial Guild after graduating from Thor's military academy. With regulations from the Imperial government further strengthening, she gained the qualifications of a senior bracer at the young age of 16 under the guidance of Sarah and Toval, and is currently working alongside Sarah both inside and outside the country. So basically, she became a bracer of the government, which is pretty rare for Erebonia, which we already know about because of the whole incident with Cassius and that whole thing about the bracers. So that's a big thing. It's good because Toval was pretty much the only bracer. I believe at least that's been confirmed that Sarah is returning to bracer work in Cold Steel 3 as well, so that's pretty cool. So it looks like there's gonna be a triple team. There's gonna be a triad of bracers with Sarah, Toval, and Fie. Super cool. Bracer work matches what Fie does. I mean, bracers, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's cool. I don't know what else I can say. It's really cool. So yeah, I think the only one that hasn't been mentioned in terms of like older main characters is, well, we don't know anything about, like, there's been no information on Claire, which that's kind of important. Sharon, we've seen a little bit of. I think we've seen her in one of Elisa's screenshots. No information on Sarah. So those three need some information. But yeah, Fie's looking cool. Loving the design. Great that she's going to be doing bracer work. I'm really excited. Like, she is one character out of, I'm really excited for one other thing that I'm going to mention pretty soon. But she's one of the characters I'm insanely excited for. Super, super excited. So, next up we have Emma Milstein, who, very reminiscent of her sister's quote-unquote sister design with the hat. So, daughter of a family known as the Hexen clan, which we already know about. Just gonna go over this. After the Silver War and with her graduating with Thor's military academy, she decided to go on a full-blown search for the missing Clotilde. They misspell Clotilde. Emma, who learned from the head of her hometown history related to secret arts in the Empire, will go on a journey in search of places built by witches and gnomes in the ancient times while once again pursuing Clotilde's whereabouts. So I guess Vita is missing after the whole thing with Cold Steel 2 and that whole thing, which actually I didn't know about. I guess that was confirmed. But yeah, I guess Vita just like disappeared after she was defeated by the tactics of... There's going to be some Cold Steel 2 references and spoilers, by the way. So if you have not played Cold Steel 2, I'm about to throw down a super sick spoiler right now, so make sure to pause the video. She was defeated by the tactics of the Blood and Iron Chancellor, who is dead. Quote unquote dead. So that's kind of a thing. But yeah, speaking of her design, I really like the coat. Really like the coat. Really like the hat. The hat's very misty-like. So I guess she was kind of going for that, or they were kind of going for that look, where they just wanted to make her kind of misty-like. So I don't know. It looks really cool. Beyond that, I don't really see too many things that are different with her. She's still got the braid, which is really nice. I kind of like that's in front of her. I don't know if that's going to be like a main thing with like her. I need to see some extra. Oh yeah, I think it's like on her side. Oh, that's... Yeah. She looks a lot better with that, actually. I don't know, I was never a fan of like the back braid. So I'm really glad she like put the braid like on her front side. I think that looks a lot better. So Emma's looking cool. Emma's always been pretty cool. You know, she's just always been mysterious since the first game, and then the second game she finally was like opening up and telling us all the information and stuff. And I think what she's doing makes sense. I mean, she found out about Vita being part of Ouroboros, and she disappeared. So it's like, hey, I should probably go find her, even though she's kind of a bitch. So that's a whole thing. She needs to go find her. Support. Really cool. All right, moving on. So mentioning Emma, we gotta mention Celine, because Celine's cool. Celine's cool. I wonder if she graduated from Thor's as well. So at first she was evaluated. She returned to the witch village with Emma. So they did go back to her home village and probably just study under her grandmother. Let's read over that one more time, actually. Oh, she learned from the head of her hometown. Okay. Which might have been her grandmother. I don't know. Anyway. While pursuing the whereabouts of Vita Clotilde, who has gone missing, she travels throughout the Empire in search of places built by witches and gnomes, pretty much the same as Emma. So you can assume that she's going along with Emma to find out things. It doesn't look like Celine is really any different in terms of design or anything. She seems pretty normal. I hope she gets more dialogue, to be honest, because Cold Steel 2 was weird, where they introduced Celine and she's kind of a big character at first. And then they kind of push her away, like, throughout the game, and, like, she never, like, talks as much anymore. She doesn't, like, say too much. And I thought that was kind of weird, where Celine was such a big figure, like, at the end of Cold Steel 1, and beginning of Cold Steel 2, she was really big. And then, like, throughout the game of Cold Steel 2, she just kind of, like, was, like, there. And she didn't really talk as much, at least from what I remember and noticed. I remember thinking that at the very end of the game, where I was like, what happened to Celine, like, yelling at me and stuff? So, I kind of hope she talks a little bit more. So, we'll see. We'll see. And then we move on to probably my favorite thing, the thing that I'm most looking forward to, and that is Gaius Worzel. And Gaius Worzel has, like, he has kind of a past where, in my opinion, and from what I noticed, Gaius gets the short end of the stick 9 times out of 10 in the class. I feel like he's, like, very underutilized. We don't see very much of him, like, at all in terms of like him being a major part of the story and anything. I mean, in Cold Steel 1, we went to his hometown. We got to learn about his homeland and all that. One thing we also learned about was someone from the church who always came to his village and taught him. And I feel like that's going to be an important thing. There was also a side quest in Cold Steel 2 that mentioned this as well, and we had to actually follow the man who taught him the things and basically was his teacher in the Nord Highlands. So we'll go over that in a little bit. His design's really cool. Loving the jacket. We're actually going to mention the jacket in a little bit. Yeah, he's super cool. Also, the braids in his hair. That's another strong point. So, bringing up Gaius after the Civil War. After the Civil War ended, Gaius, who promised to reunite with Reen and the others, returned home to Nord Highlands, where the dangers of war had once again drawn close. As a sporadic war between the Republic Army of Calvard, which was defeated in Crossbell, and the Imperial Army of Erebonia happened over again, Gaius kept a watchful eye on the Nord people to protect their safety. For some reason, it seems that contact between Gaius and the members of Class 7 is impossible for the time being. I didn't know that. Huh. So a few things I want to talk about with Gaius, which I'm really excited for. I really want to know certain things about Gaius, and there are some pretty big theories of Gaius that we're really... We need confirmed. So, bringing up Gaius, the man who was being chased around the Empire was a man... Crap, I need to actually... Sorry, excuse my typing. I need to actually make sure I get his name right, because I do actually want to talk about this pretty extensively. I spelt it wrong. Alright, so the Grossritter. The Grossritter are an organization that serves the Septian Church. So, they're kind of big. They kind of, they watch over the Septarians, which kind of are a big deal. The Oral was one of them from Trails in the Sky. They pretty much follow the religious... They uphold the religious following of Adios. So they're kind of like the church knights. A game that goes into really big detail about this is Trails in the Sky 3rd. Because Kevin Graham is one of the Dominion. Dominion are pretty much the main top dogs of the Grossritter. So, they're like elite knights that they don't really choose. They're not like appointed certain ranks. They're just kind of like, hey, do you have a stigma? Cool. You're a Dominion now. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Is there's a very small amount of Dominion because they don't appoint them. They find people who have a stigma, which is a whole nother thing. I don't know if I really want to get into that much detail. And they become Dominion. Kevin Graham, the main character of Trails in the Sky 3rd, was a Dominion because he discovered his stigma. The man who has been teaching Gaius all this time was a man named Barkhorn, who is, was it Barkhorn? Yeah, the Howling Lion. He is the 8th Dominion, and the reason really... Okay, so he comes to Nord Highlands per month for Sunday school sessions. So, pretty much he goes to Nord Highlands, teaches them shit, and the whole thing we went around chasing him during Cold Steel 2, and we had this whole side mission with him, and it was really cool because we got to learn a little bit more about Gaius and what he knew about him. And this is bringing up theories like, hey, Gaius probably is going to be part of the Grossritter. Crazier theory, he's going to be a Dominion. And there's some theories to back this up, by the way. The braids in his hair, there are pictures of Barkhorn, actually. Barkhorn is wearing the same exact braids in his hair. Kind of a big deal. The coat is very reminiscent of the Grolsritter uniform. Well, we don't really call it a uniform, but they are very reminiscent. Like, I know Barkhorn wears a similar type of clothing. Kevin wears a similar type of clothing. So, I'm excited for this because Gaius gets shafted all the time throughout the series. He keeps continuously getting shafted over and over again. In my opinion, I don't see a lot of shit for him. And I really want more Gaius shit. And if they're going to make him a Grolsritter, or crazier, if they're going to make him a Dominion and be on par with Kevin, I mean, being one of the Dominion doesn't mean like they're like the same strength, but like being like the same rank as Kevin, that's kind of a big deal. Like, that would make Gaius an extremely important character. Like, crazy important. So, I think at this point he's going to be one of the Grolsritter. I don't know about Dominion, though. I don't know if he has a stigma. But if they discover that or talk about that, if they say that he has a stigma in Cold Steel 3 and he's one of the Dominion, boy is fucking top of the list on, like, holy shit, you're actually, like, far more important than everyone else all of a sudden. Because that is huge. That is really huge. Because we're talking, like, Kevin Graham levels of, like, hugeness. So, I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited to see what they do with Gaius in this game. I hope it's good. I honestly hope it's good. Because Gaius is someone that I really want to be good. And I want them to do good. If he's one of the Dominion, awesome. Fucking cool. Do it. I think more likely he's going to be Barkhorn's squire, if anything else. Each Dominion kind of get their own squire, like Kevin Graham had Rias. Kind of Cold Steel 2 spoilers, because I actually found this out recently. I think you had to like beat the game once and then go into the black records. But Thomas Lysander, your friggin' teacher in Cold Steel, he's the second Dominion. And his squire is Rosine. I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious? I found that out pretty recently. Actually, I didn't, because I never actually gotten the black records and found out everything. So I don't know every single detail in Cold Steel 2. But to find out that Thomas Lysander is a Dominion, I was like, holy fuck, I didn't know he was that good. So that's pretty fucking awesome. And even more so because Rosine, who was like one of my favorite NPCs in Cold Steel, to find out she is his squire, that's insane. So, more than likely, my theory is he's going to be Barkhorn's squire, if anything else. If he's a Dominion, cool. Super cool. My theory, squire. I'm going hard on the squire. I don't think they're gonna make him. If they're gonna make him a Dominion, I don't think it would be right now. Well, maybe. But I think more than likely he's gonna be a squire. So that's my thoughts on that. That was a lot of talk about Gaius. Holy crap. I'm already getting worn out, to be honest, but we're almost done. We have one more character, and that's my girl Milliam. Milliam. So, Milliam, who pretty much hasn't aged, really. I mean, she's just kind of pretty much the same as before, so I can't really speak too much about her design. She's looking what you would expect Milliam to look like. Don't know what to say about those shorts, though. They're really short. Probably shouldn't. Look at those zippers on shoes. Holy shit. Alright. So, moving on with Milliam. After graduating from Thor, she returned to her position as an agent of the Imperial, of the Ironbloods, pretty much. While sometimes carrying out joint missions with Altina, she continues to keep in touch with the members of Class 7, including Jusis, which Jusis and Milliam have always had, like, sort of a little thing going on. Not like relationship, but, like, kind of a joke they've always been a thing where, like, Milliam's shooting jokes at him, and he's like, shut the fuck up, Milliam. It's always been great, to be honest. I love the interaction between those two, so it's cool. I like how they specifically mention Jusis, so. But yeah, besides that, I said Ironbloods, but she was a member of the Erebonians' intelligence division, similar to Lecter Arundel, who is another person I actually want to mention, by the way. Very, very, very small mention. But, so yeah, there's not really too much to talk about with Milliam. I mean, she's doing cool. She returned to the intelligence division. She's working with Altina. I'd like to see some interaction between those two, so that's cool. God, this was a longer video than I thought it would be. So that's pretty much it for the characters. There is some extra information down below. I'll link these 2 places in the description below if you want to read through them. It's pretty much Gematsu. They throw up translations whenever the things go live. So that's the whole thing. Mentioning Lecter. So this is very unrelated, but I want to talk about Lecter for like 1 minute. Lecter is so goddamn weird, and it really throws me off how he's the one of, I think, 2 characters. I think the only other one is Olivert, who has been shown in every single arc of the games. Why? Why is Lecter the one being shown in every single arc of the games? This is a pretty insane theory, but it's my theory. I saw a little bit of something once, and I was like, you know what? I want to go harder on this. So, my theory of Lecter is like, you know what? I think that motherfucker's the Grandmaster of Ouroboros. Which I think is probably a little crazy. But that dude is too fucking mysterious. He's too fucking good. After playing Trails in the Sky 3rd, it pushed me even harder to think, I really think you're the Grandmaster. And it's pissing me off. If anything, I think he's part of Ouroboros. But I think he's the Grandmaster. And I can't shake that feeling. At the very least, the first the first Anguis. So, I don't know, something about Lecter really throws me off. And he's been in every single arc out of, like, only Oliver has done that. So, Lecter's important. They just haven't, like, specifically shown him to be, like, they haven't said why, and I think this is the game where they might say it. We've seen him in the game. There's been a Sarah screenshot with him tailing him. So, I know that's a crazy theory. That's my theory. You don't have to listen to me. But I think he's the fucking Grandmaster. And I'm not dropping that theory, even though he's pretty young, so it's kind of weird that he would be when he's super young, but I'm not dropping that theory. I feel like he's going to be like the main final boss of this entire series. That's just me being crazy though. But that is pretty much it for all the designs of Class 7. They're all looking great. They're all looking cool. I'm really excited. This was the video I really wanted to make, like, just in general, because I've been so excited to see these designs. I mean, they posted a silhouette, like 2 months ago of the entire class together in red, and I was like, oh, I want to see it. But yeah, really excited for Gaius, really excited for Fie. Everyone's looking great, really. But certain characters, certain characters I am more excited than others. But I think Gaius is taking the cake right now. And I'm really happy about that. So, I guess for now, that is pretty much it for this video. I think that might be the last video I'm going to make on this, unless like really important information comes out. I think that may be the end of these Trails of Cold Steel 3 news videos. I don't know yet, but this was one I really wanted to make, because, you know, I want to talk about Class 7. No guarantee on that, there might be more, but that's like the big one. And the release date is like 2 months away. So I don't see a whole lot coming out between now and then. Who knows? Who knows? There might be more. The thing is, I don't want to talk about like anything like super crazy, like super spoiler-ish for the game. I probably won't even read it myself, to be honest. So this is fine though. So anyway, this video is going on way too long. Thank you for watching. I hope you're as excited as I am. If you want to talk about it, please leave comments. If I got some information wrong, I apologize. I did a little bit more research. I read things. I hope I got it right. Some of these translations might not be the best, so please excuse me. And yeah, if you want to talk about it, leave comments. We'll talk about it. Who are you most excited for? Tell me. I want to know. Whose design do you think is the best? Let me know. So, yeah, I think that's it. So, thank you for watching. If you want to see more of these kind of videos, like for the Tales series, I don't know, for anything really, let me know. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in other videos, and I'll see you probably in Cold Steel 2 in the future. By the way, Cold Steel 1 on PC, August 2nd. Gonna be picking that up. Pick it up. It's gonna be good. More voices. Built from the ground up, gonna be running at 60 FPS, I believe. I'm excited. Support the series. It'd be great. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.